Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. All right, well, what does that mean? So, first thing is, it specifically addresses fathers. It doesn't address mothers in this verse. Right? The next verse addresses mothers. But for this one, it addresses fathers. And why is that? And why does it say that you have to, first off, not exasperate your children, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord? That implies that you're there. You have to be present to do those things. You cannot do that from afar. Okay? You don't have to tell women to be present in the lives of their children. It's pretty natural. They're there from the moment of conception on through, right? I mean, a man can't birth a baby. The women birth the baby. So they're there all the time. It's a part of them. That baby is a part of their soul, right? If you've ever seen a new mother with that baby, trying to part them is not easy. When Rex was born, that's my son, it was a C-section, and Diana was almost panicking because she couldn't be with him right away. Because, they have to finish everything up with surgery, and then she has to go through recovery before she can see him. And it was almost like a panic attack that sets in. My brother-in-law and his wife just had kids. They had a set of twins a couple weeks ago, and his wife was the same way. Just talking to them over the phone. The anxiety that they're not there with the kid right away. That bond is there right away. For men, it's not like that for the most part. I'll be honest, and for me, it was kind of like, okay, there's a baby, cool. Talk about last week where I'm a little emotionless, right? And I have some problems there. Well, that's one of them. It's like, for me, it's kind of like, okay, there's this new little thing that's screaming. I understand that it's my responsibility, but, I can take it or leave it, I guess. And you grow into that, right? This is called honesty. So you grow into that, and it takes time. And that's why Paul is saying, hey, man, you got to be present. You can't just be in and out at your will, right? You have to be there to do these things. That doesn't mean if you have to travel for work that you're any less of a father. There are ways that you can cope and work around that. I've had to travel a lot for work since having kids, and you learn what to do. I hate FaceTime. I hate that kind of thing. It's not me. My kids love it, which, okay. So I do it because my wife and my kids enjoy that. They enjoy seeing that. I hate it. But I do it because it keeps me present in their life, and it's the way that they choose to connect. I don't do it for myself because I would rather just talk on the phone. Nourishing. Okay, so we are not generally nourishing. Men don't, that's not our thing, right? Nourish is not it. What is it? Kill people, break things, hunt, fish, provide, war. That's what men do. Nourish is not in there for the most part. Every once in a while you'll find a guy who's really good at that, right? And then that's when you take him to the side and you pull out your notebook and you start taking notes and you ask him, what do you do? So for the rest of us, we're going to focus on the word bring up. So if you go back to Ephesians 6:4, it says bring them up. Well, what does that mean? I had no idea what that means, right? Reading this. So it's a Greek word. It's called extrafit. Okay, not extra feet, extrafit. Okay? Yeah, my kids were looking at it and they started chuckling because they thought it was extra feet. So it's extrafit. So it means to nourish. And if you go a little bit deeper into the definition, it literally means to bring along, to nourish along, to carry, to mentor. Almost like, think about it like the dad holding the kid's hand and walking along with him. Or her. Right? That's what we're talking about here. It's not, bring up. All right, well, so I brought you up on stage. That's great. There you go. And you just let them fly on their own. No, you're there to nourish them, to move them along, to push them, to guide them, to make them better. Maybe get them to do things that they don't want to do. They think they're afraid, but they're not really afraid. It's just a new experience. For example, a ropes course, right? We have several of these sky things here in Miami, at least on the south side where I live, right? And it's zip lines and like high rope courses and stuff like that. A lot of times kids are afraid of that, right? Every once in a while you get somebody who's fearless like Rex who just wants to go, yeah, and gets up there and does it. But you have like my daughter Isabel, who's like, I'm not doing that. So you coax them into it a little bit. You push them along, you help them along, you encourage them, right? That's what we're supposed to do.